There's huntsman work, and then there's work that only a huntsman can stomach. In Mistral, you'll get both kinds. Full of thieves and assassins, this is a region where the people can be just as, if not more, dangerous than the Grimm. If you don't know how to watch yourself, a wrong back alley can swallow you up just as easily as a manticore. It's the type of place where secrets live in the open. Perfect for the brazen sword to make an unscrupulous living. Unlike Vacuo, this isn't where people go to disappear. It's where they go to make empires. Hidden amongst the winding mountains and in the belly of the underworld, you're sure to find them. Just make sure you don't stick your nose too far where it doesn't belong.
Hey.
Hello.
That was weird. Hey.
We're back.
Now we're just doing a thing. Hey, welcome to episode 4 of the Grimm campaign. I am your headmaster, Eddie Rivas. Yeah, and with me are all these wonderful adventurers. We'll start with Chad.
Hey, I'm Chad. I'm playing Asher Mora.
Hi, I am Carrie, and I'm playing Pike Wright.
I'm Laura. I'm playing Arashtra Sky.
I'm Chris Kokinos, and I'm playing Phoenix Nemian, and you all are very loud right now.
The very
understand.
hungover.
Late.
What's the
You're
problem?
very
Phoenix
late,
Nemian.
very hungover Phoenix.
How'd that happen? Perhaps you could tell us in some sort of recap.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's go
Right.
ahead and recap this. We've already got some weird energy going in this session. Let's keep it going.
I think I might have bashed somebody's head in.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, that did happen.
And then I think there was somewhere in between that point and the end, there was a lot of smoke. I think we put out a fire. How did that go again, Asher? I feel like Asher knows. What was the thing they did? They kept doing it.
Oh, yeah, the stupid.
We made it to Opal's bar. We got some drinks. We talked about some stuff. We met a guy. I think that one over there, he tried to beat up a DJ at one point. Not really sure.
You didn't see that.
Cool. So you guys met Opal.
Yes.
And what did you learn from her about what was going on? Just quick recap, if we can remember it.
There are gangs that are up to some suspicious, sometimes drug-related activity.
Yes, there's the Hana gang,
Yes.
and there's the Wave gang, and the Hana are the ones that are dealing in narcotics. And you learned something about a weird Grimm attack that happened.
Yes, there was
involving them.
Ape Grimm, when it kind of snuck in at night, which was kind of weird, and then it made its way and checked out and only attacked this warehouse, which is very unusual.
You also met Daff, former huntsman, now part of the city guard, and Daff gave you guys a coin that was a way of showing or kind of reaching the taskmaster. He's who's a former huntsman.
Wait, I thought
who
I got that
operates-
coin from interrogating the DJ.
Oh wait, no, that's right. You got it from the DJ.
Daff gave us a lot of information about the gangs and like what's
That's
been
right.
going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Daff
Daff
gave you
guy is
that.
such a punk.
Yeah, Daff was the low rent crow. Then you had the DJ that gave you the wooden coin with the X on the back of it. That was a way to get in touch with the taskmaster. And then Team Smoke entered the fray. They were in the middle of celebrating, and you guys interrupted that celebration. All that happened. You guys got kicked out of the Skillful. You went and found a place to stay for the night. Someone came inquiring about you guys in the middle of the night. The innkeeper told you all of that, and then you guys decided you had a couple of choices. You didn't know if you should go check out this warehouse that I think Daff had told you about, and or if you should go to the hedges. You ended up deciding to go out to the hedges to see if you could find something out and locate this taskmaster. Jumping into our adventure, I think we described the hedges a little bit last time before we signed off, but I'll jump into it again just as a reminder. The hedges are an intricate maze of back alleys and black market storefronts. The deeper you go, the seedier it seems to get. It'd be easy to get totally turned around if not for the looming cliffs of Kuchinashi above you guys. You guys walk up, and what's your vibe that you guys are going for? Like, what do you guys think you want to do now that you're out here?
We have this coin. Do we know where this coin takes us?
All the guy said was that it could get me into places within the hedges.
Okay, I think we should probably start. Asher, what if you just held it up and like walked around?
Listen,
displayed it?
I've been here before, and I'm gonna say showing coins in the open of any kind won't go well for all of us.
The only thing I know is that my mom taught me if you keep your left hand on the maze, you'll be able to get out. So that's
Go
it.
ahead and give that a shot.
I'm gonna keep my left hand on the wall.
Yeah, can I do a perception check so I can see what we're seeing?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
All right.
Could I like do a history
I rolled
check
a
to see
2.
like how like what I know about this place?
Give me a survival check. Because again, this place.
Okay, that's a
is
plus
easy to get
2,
through
so
around
that's
in.
better.
I'd like to do perception as well. I did roll 20, not a nat 20, but 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
I'm too
5 on my
distracted by
survival, so I'm
Hungover
dead.
Phoenix.
Okay. And then Asher, give me actually everyone give me that survival check. And then just tell me what you got, and I'll go ahead and describe the scene for you guys since you have your perception checks here. So kind of right when you immediately walk into the hedges, it's definitely it's loud. It's a little overwhelming. I mean, imagine kind of any like big international kind of like almost like shopping district, or I mean, it's very busy, very crowded. Right when you walk up, right there is kind of like a discount like dust shop. For the most part, people are kind of keeping to themselves, but it's definitely one of those places very like hustle and bustle. People are trying to get your attention as you walk through. It's almost a whole lot. The things that stand out to you just kind of like as you walk in are this dust shop and the amount of people that seem to be taking interest in for huntsmen and huntresses that are entering.
You want to hear our rolls?
Yep. Let's hear
Also,
the survival
what do I
rolls.
add? What's my modifier on this?
On survival would be wisdom, I believe.
Got none of that. So I got a 9.
I got
Cool.
15.
I got a 4.
I got a 5.
That's about right.
Cool. So I will say that with
I'm hungover on soda.
You're hungover by association.
Yeah, because it was bad. It was like an old can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was diet.
soda.
So
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Asher, since you've been here before, you do know that if you head a little bit more to the east, that's where things get a little bit seedier, and where you'd be likely to find people that might be pushing drugs.
I think that I probably look the most like a drug user. So it'd probably be good if I was kind of the face of this operation. What do y'all think?
I'm gonna say Asher and I probably lead the way, but you're important too. We need you. That'll be.
Hey, you know,
I think that's an awful idea.
it'll be good for y'all to get experience. You're right. So I can go ahead and hang back. I'll be the muscle.
Sure. Sounds good.
While you guys are chatting, there's someone kind of comes out of this dust shop and starts kind of trying to get people's attention to come inside this dust shop.
Dust, yeah.
Dust, yeah. He does not sound like that. He does not sound like an old-timey railroad tycoon.
Bummer.
I'm pretty interested in replenishing my dust.
Does anybody need to
My-
restock
Go
on their
see
dust
what they
before we
have,
go in?
Yeah.
They're too loud. Everything is too loud here.
There's also a food vendor right outside this dust shop, too.
Great.
I
Can
go-
I
I go there.
would like to attempt to steal like whatever they're selling.
All right, great. Give me a sleight of hand check.
So I got a 10.
Oh boy.
All right. As you start kind of reaching for it, the vendor, it's like a little guy, like very stout. He kind of looks over at you real sharply, but it's like you got just high enough to where you could kind of pull your hand away and brush it off.
So was I successful in stealing something, or did
No,
I?
you were not.
Okay.
You were not.
I walk up and I what are the foods I see here? Are there any taco-shaped items?
This is more like turkey legs. Let's just say that.
Okay. Well, then I grab 2 of them and I pay the man. I don't see what Asher's doing. I kind of like glance at him, and I take 2 of the turkey legs.
He quickly shoves them in your hands and is kind of ready for his next customer. He definitely wants you guys shuffling along.
Does he have any mustard?
No
balance.
mustard. No mustard. He kind of keeps waving you on.
Rude. Rude. And I walk away.
All right, let's head back to the dust shop. I was
I've,
just gonna steal. I was gonna try and steal a piece of food for him to cure his hangover or to help.
And said he just
Yeah.
bought some.
Yeah. Okay. I believe it. Asher's
is-
over here trying to steal mustard packets to paint on my back later. Is what he's doing.
As you walk away after calling him rude, he's kind of like, you guys have walked far enough away that it's a little bit hard to like make out what he's saying, but he's like shaking his little fist at you and like yelling pretty loudly, and a couple people are taking notice of you guys.
Great. Good job.
We should
extra glances.
we should get out of sight pretty quickly. We're attracting a lot of attention.
All right.
Why don't we pop into that
slip
dust
it.
shop?
I'm eating my turkey.
Yeah, I definitely go into the dust shop.
I wave back at the vendor like I don't know what's going on, and then I go inside.
I would like to grab Pike by the back of his shirt and pull him along towards the dust shop.
Right, so as you guys enter this dust shop, like very rickety, very crowded, right? You can tell this is a really old place. It's definitely like almost like what you would consider like bargain bin dust, but it's a little bit different than most dust shops. You walk around and it's kind of like these big bins of like loose dust that you can kind of root around and try to find what you need. But if you spend enough time, you'll be able to get what you need here. Very crowded, shoulder to shoulder. You guys are kind of pushing through, and yeah.
I'm gonna wait outside. It's too crowded in here. Ugh, too loud.
I'd like to replenish my red and yellow dust.
All right, yeah. So it's definitely very crowded, shoulder to shoulder, and a lot of people are kind of looking at you because you're enormous. As you leave, someone takes notice of you. You notice, but it was kind of hard to see before because he's not exactly what you would expect from a doorman. But there's kind of like a young, let's say like 13-ish kid who is like clearly like very athletic and like kind of big for his age, and he's carrying an old sword that looks kind of like a hand-me-down, and he kind of like watches you like very like you can tell this is like maybe his first job ever, but he's like the doorman for this place.
I mean mug him.
You're talking about me seeing him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm walking out and I look at him and I say, "Nice sword, kid."
Hey, thanks. Now you take that food outside. Take it outside.
And then Pike turns around and says, I don't have a sword, but thank you for the compliment. Because I assumed you were talking about me. Because you said kid. And then like I look at the little kid and I look at you.
good.
And then I just kind of
see.
like mean mug the little kid like, I'm the boy here.
He looks at you a little confused, but then he like kind of puffs himself up and like mean mugs you back a little bit, but he's not really sure what to do. Give me an intimidation check real quick.
And of course, it's very appropriate that my intimidation is -1. Yeah. So it was a 5.
So while you roll that, Arashtra, were you gonna buy some dust to
I would
replenish
love
your
to.
stock?
I do. For some reason inside the store, I feel a need to roll my eyes, but beyond that, yeah, no, I would love some red dust and yellow dust.
Okay, great. So you take that up to the counter, and the guy who owns the place, older guy, kind of rings you up. You guys exchange currency. He just kind of swipes it like you scanned a thing for your scroll. He's like, okay, great. Go ahead. And you can tell he's kind of like looking at you guys with a little bit of interest. And he's like thinking about asking something, but he just kind of moves on. But now he's still kind of checking you guys out.
Do you see any gravity dust near me?
Yeah. There's some gravity dust there.
Great.
Too.
I used my grappling hook earlier in the very beginning to save my life. I would attempt to swipe some just a quick little swipe of some gravity dust.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand check. Carrie, what did you get on your intimidation?
Oh, I got a big old 5.
Okay, so this kid is not intimidated by you. Like in the slightest. He kind of puffs himself up a little bit more, and now he's feeling pretty good. And Asher, you try to
5.
do that, and
With my modifier. Man.
okay, so the shop owner sees you, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And he's pointing at you. A lot of people in the shop are now looking at you, and they want to know what you're doing.
I am very much so very outside. I just want to be very clear.
You're still eating your turkey legs?
Oh, I was just
I'm eating both of my turkey legs outside.
I was just checking the quality of your gravity dust here.
He's give me a persuasion check.
I knew you were gonna make me do it.
Because he saw you.
So low. Okay. 12 plus
All right.
charisma, which is 2,
your
so I got
mod?
14.
That's pretty okay.
Okay. So he's looking at you, and he's still like very suspicious. He's like, well, are you gonna buy it, or what are you gonna do?
I'm still perusing.
So he's watching you now, and he lets you know it. He's like, hey, I'm watching you, buddy. No criminals in here. I don't want anything shady going on in here. So just
If you didn't allow
whatever you're doing, get
criminals
out.
in here, you wouldn't have a single customer, and you know it.
Most shops, I feel like, have like other things besides like could there maybe be like a little like gachapon machine or something like I could get like a
Oh
little,
yeah, absolutely. There's a little gachapon machine in the corner.
I continue to like lock gaze with this like 13-year-old kid, and I go over and I get 2, and then on my
His attention is on like high alert right now. By the way, after the owner of the shop.
That's
is
fine,
yelling
because
at
you know what I'm
Asher.
gonna do. I'm gonna get 2, And then as I walk out, I'm just gonna toss him one, and I'm gonna say, "Remember that," and then I'm gonna walk out.
I would like to whisper to Arastra, why don't you ask this guy for information? I'd do it, but I think I kind of burned all my trust there.
Yeah, he's still watching you. He even gives you like one of these things.
Yep. And I would like to put my hands up and then back away towards the front of the door.
No, I'd like to roll a perception check just to see if anybody is familiar or anything, if there's anything we should be paying attention to in this shop before we talk to the owner.
Yeah, and just to be clear, half of us are outside at this point.
I'm still inside. I'm just up at the door.
God.
9.
Okay, so just as far as you know, looks just plain ordinary dust shop.
So I still would like to be on the inside, right? And I've kind of then just like tried to like sit, like still be inside, but like on the other side of the door, like kind of like if the kid's on one side of the door, I try to like kind of my back up against the other side.
He kind of like shuffles himself around and like puts his hands on his hips. And now he's just like mean mugging you.
Did he
So
look
what's
at my?
your story, kid?
Did he look at my good gift yet?
No, he hasn't. He's still has it like kind of clutched in his hand. He's very focused on his mission.
I look at Pike and I have like this half-eaten turkey leg, and I look at Pike and I kind of offer, like, hungry?
No.
Well, for me.
Do you want to see what I got?
Sure.
And then I kind of like pop it open, and I got. Eddie, this is for you to tell me what I got.
Oh, this is for me to make up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting
Anyone
you
else
in this
think
situation.
we're all in like suspense. We're just like,
I know. I'm like,
what
what's
could it
happening?
be?
I have no idea what Pike got. Okay, so you open it up and inside is a little replica of Beacon Academy.
Oh. Whoa.
What'd you get? What is it?
I got a little replica of Beacon Academy. It looks just like it. I haven't been there. And I was really hoping for either Haven or Shade, because that's where I went. Don't ask.
Oh,
but Beacon's cool.
I wasn't going to, but okay, good to know.
Yeah, you were. I do kind of want to like, I want to look through the window and I want to see when the kid opens it, because if he got Haven or Shade, I'm going to try and trade. If he turned around, he would just see this.
All right, so Asher would like to talk to the kid. What's that you got there, kid?
He doesn't know which one you mean. He's looking at the little gachapon thing, and then he's like looking at his sword. He's like, I've got this sword.
No,
and
not the sword.
Oh, this thing? I don't know. That other little guy just gave it to me, and he kind of like opens it, and yeah, he does get a little Shade Academy replica.
Oh, Shade, that's where I went.
Oh, are you an actual huntsman? And so he's like
Sure am.
totally interested now. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Are you like what are you here for?
We got some information about some strange things have been going on, both with the guilds and maybe even with some Grimm. Would you know anything about that?
He kind of looks around. He's like, well, I don't really know a whole lot about what's going on with the Grimm other than anybody else. I do know that there's been a lot of bad stuff going on, but that's why I'm here trying to help protect people.
I assume you want to be a huntsman?
He's like, oh yeah, you betcha. I go to the primary school, and Professor Takaya, he's great. He's my favorite. He's organizing people to see if we can start like a resistance, because that Sheriff Alabaster doesn't do anything. So there's people like me that want to protect the city.
While this is all going on, I'm gonna try and steal the Shade figure from his hand and Indiana Jones swap it with mine.
You're gonna have to like open the door. It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
He's talking to Asher. That sounds like advantage to me.
it does sound like advantage.
Well, I mean,
want
he
you to know, though-
is quite enamored with a huntsman in front of him, so I will give you advantage.
Also, I want you to know that I make eye contact with Pike as I see this beginning, and Asher just starts very green, like, but trying to play it off, you know.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going. My best roll was 11 with 2, so 13.
You reach in there and you manage to get the one out of his hand, but when you're pushing the beacon one into his hand, you screw it up, and they clatter to the floor, and then he freaks out a little bit. He's like, thief, and he tries to pull out his sword.
I gave it to you.
He tries to pull out his sword, and it's stuck. He's having like a really hard time. He's like, you could tell he's like super nervous. He's trying to see if he can get this sword out, but he's yelling really loud. Thief! There's a thief in here. Uncle, there's a thief. He tried to steal. He tried to steal the thing that he gave me. I don't understand.
It's not me. Hey,
Pike is very socially awkward, so what he's gonna do is he's gonna pick them both up, and he's gonna put them in the hands of the boy, and he's gonna run.
Okay, so now he's like very confused, and he's just like, I don't know what just happened.
I met him a couple days ago, and I'm just as confused as you are.
I stood so that but like Phoenix is between me and the shop now, so I'm using him as like a visual
we're
shield.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look down at you and I'm like, hungry, and I offer you my 3/4 eaten turkey leg now.
Still no. Still no.
And Arashtra, let's get back to you in the shop.
I'm still looking at the door to see what Asher and everybody are doing. I motioned for Asher to come back up because I still want to talk to this guy. But I do ask the shopkeeper, just so, I've heard there's been some trouble in town lately. Do you know anything about that?
He's still kind of like, he's very confused. There's been a lot of commotion. And now at this point, other people are trying to buy things from the shop as well. And so he's like, I wouldn't know anything any different than anybody else. I mean, are you guys huntsmen?
Yeah, I mean, we're just passing through town.
Yeah, so he's still watching you guys, and he's like, I'm sorry, do you need something else? I'm helping another customer. Do you need anything else?
I think I'd like to head outside and move on.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. And he goes and starts ringing out the other customer.
That's great. That's great.
Arashtra literally said, I think I'd like to go outside and move on.
Yeah.
Asher's still inside, but Arashtra starts to head outside.
Technically, yeah. I mean, I could keep talking to this kid for information, but I very much feel like we want to move on.
He's
from
pointless.
He hears you, and he seems really offended, and he was like, well, that guy was really weird, but you seem cool. Do you need anything? Can I help you with it? Are you here on a mission?
We are. We're here to find out what's going on with the guilds. So any information you could give me would be really helpful.
I mean, I don't know what kind of information you need
regarding the Hana guild specifically. And what do you know have you heard anything about the Taskmaster?
So he's like, I mean, the Hana gang, I mean, they sell a lot of bad things. I wouldn't know a whole lot about them. I try not to do that stuff. I'm going to be a huntsman, and I want to make sure everything's squeaky clean with my record. But that's all I know. Did you say Taskmaster? Is that what you said?
Yeah, what can you tell me? Have you ever heard that name?
He looks like super nervous about that, and he's like, yeah, I have heard that name. Do you guys?
It's him.
He's kind of a.
I want to try and persuade him that like everything's gonna be fine. Like, be like, hey, don't worry, you can trust us. Like, you're helping a secret mission.
Yeah, give me a.
Yeah, good on you, Chad, for offering a roll.
Please be.
What?
Yeah. Sounds about right, Chad.
I rolled a 5 and then charisma, right? This is 7.
You try to kind of, assuage his fears, and he's just like, he still looks really nervous, and he was like, he's like that. I just hear bad things whenever people talk about the Taskmaster. I don't really want any part of, if you guys know him, or I don't really want any part of that.
We're here to stop the bad things, and I can make you an honorary huntsman deputy.
He gets super excited about this, and he's like, okay, all I can tell you is that just there are really bad people that talk about this guy, and I just my uncle always says like that someone came in here asking about the Taskmaster like a couple of weeks ago, and just you really got to be careful who you say that name around. But if I hear anything, I can try to find you guys. Do you have a way that I can reach you, and then that way you can send me my honorary huntsman license later?
It's a deputy, and it's a sticker. All right, whatever. Can I exchange information and be like, well, let me know if you hear anything, so you can hit me up on my scroll, and then.
Oh wow, he's like I'm gonna check it real quick just to make sure it works, and then he texts you like while you're standing in front of him, and you get a notification on your scroll that says, "Hi, this is Taupe. We just met at the dust shop."
Oh,
great.
Taupe.
Well, let me know if you hear anything, and remember, As I walk out the door, I would like to hand that scroll back to Phoenix.
So he hands you your scroll back, and it's got like three texts.
Oh, God.
And then the Taupe's in the window. He's like waving at you, like really excited.
I would like to roll for perception to see if I see anyone of the white fang variety. No one else needs to know what I'm looking for. I'm just looking because I'm curious.
Yep, give me a perception check on that.
Whoa!
Hell
nat
yeah.
20.
Nice.
Nat 20!
Yeah. So one thing that you do notice, kind of on one like alleyway, you do see that little almost like a little chalk like white fang logo. It's just something that you spot when you're looking around.
Is there like an arrow pointing like this way? Be like white fang this way?
Nope.
Is there anybody next to that?
No, nobody next to it. Just something
And
that
it's
someone
just an
scrawled into a
alleyway?
building. Yep.
Okay, well, for some reason, I seem to know that if we go to the east, it's going to get shady. And I feel like only shady places need coins for entry. So I'm thinking maybe we go east?
All right, but keep your head down.
You guys, I think we should head east, but I would like to do a perception check before we leave to make sure there's not somebody or some building that we should, does anything catch our eye?
Go for it.
Eddie, while Laura's rolling, I'm curious, that white fang logo.
Rolling a
is that kind of like
16.
oh boy.
Ooh.
I was kind of curious. Do I look at this? Does it look like it's an indicator? Or is it just like kind of general graffiti?
It looks a little bit more like general graffiti, but it does catch your eye.
All right, fair enough.
So Arashtra, you look around, and there doesn't seem to be anything that's really catching your eye here. You guys have attracted a lot of attention. It doesn't look like necessarily like suspicious, like someone's like watching you through like binoculars through like a window or something, but you kind of get the vibe that it's like we have made our presence known.
Guys, if we're heading up east, I really need y'all to keep your heads down on this one, all right?
Says the guy who just gave my scroll number to a small child.
Phoenix, you get another
says-
text. It says, have you found the Taskmaster yet?
And I text him back and I say, no. ...
New scroll, who did?
Yeah.
Listen, any information is good information. If it doesn't pan out, then that's fine.
And I say,
All
all
right,
right,
so-
let's go east. And I do like the finger lick, and I put my hand up, and I go, this way. And I start walking in like a direction.
So you guys start moving a little bit further,
I'm gonna
further
need
into
a
the
collar.
hedges. Right when you walk in, everything was very kind of crowded, but you kind of notice that as you start to take a few turns, and you're kind of using the cliffs to kind of help you navigate a little bit. You notice the shops start looking a little bit more like dilapidated. There's fewer and fewer people the deeper you go in this way, and there's maybe like 2 or 3 times where you guys get turned around on your way in, but as you keep moving, you are heading a little bit further east. Are you guys talking about anything on the way?
Can I roll something like a history check or something do I know like what would be like a sigil or a marking or something of the Hana gang?
Give me a history check on that one.
All right, I got an 11.
Cool, 11 plus. Do you have plus anything with that?
It's always wisdom. Anything that's intelligence
Oh,
based,
yeah, that's
I don't
right.
get.
So we're in the hedges, which is not where the warehouse that the weird Grimm thing was at, right?
No, the hedges is on the
That's right.
middle level. The warehouses and stuff are going to be on the lower level. Asher, you recall that the Hana gang symbol is like almost like a flower, but the petals have kind of like a razor blade look to them. Are you guys talking to anyone? Are you avoiding people? What are you doing? Because the people here, as you're starting to get a little bit further in, they are definitely looking a little, some of them are looking kind of strung out, right? People are keeping very much to themselves. Some of them are kind of giving you stink eyes as you walk past. Do you guys know what you're looking for at this point?
I would like to whisper to our group, keep an eye out for a symbol of a flower with razor-edged petals.
All right, so do I see any like Faunus like characters in the area?
Yeah, there are Faunus people mixed in here and there.
I'm keeping my head down, much like real life me would keep my head down walking through like a the women's section of a clothing store. Like I just don't feel comfortable. That's how Pike is treating this area right now.
Do I see like some like cloaks lying around or like something? Any some like shady garb or something? Is there a clothing shop? Something anywhere around? Do I see?
Let's go ahead and do perception checks.
I got a 10.
So
17 for
Asher
me.
10. Okay, Arashra 17.
I got a 12.
I got a 3.
Just in general, as you guys have made your way in, you start to get the feeling a little bit that people are taking more than just kind of like a this isn't something you see every day kind of interest, and more like you guys are in the wrong neighborhood. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's people looking at you again with that like mean mugging type discernment, I guess. And but Arashra, as you guys are kind of walking through and things are feeling a little bit more sketch, Arashra, you notice there's a guy on one of the street corners. He's kind of looking around nervously. He reaches back, scratches his shoulder, and you catch a little bit of that tattoo of that symbol that Asher had talked about earlier. Yep. So you guys see this guy, and what do you do from here?
I'm gonna try to get the attention of Phoenix and Asher, and I just point to my forearm. I'm motioning to my forearm to see if you guys look at his.
Okay, do it. So passively, do we just see this? Like,
Yeah,
do I
yeah,
need to roll anything, or we just
No,
I
you're
get it
good.
now,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, you get it now. You see this guy in the corner.
Do I have a good look at his face?
He just looks like kind of strung out guy, like little goatee, very tall, but he's kind of definitely looking around. And as you guys are looking at him, he kind of makes eye contact with you, and now he kind of gives a little look. He's like, do you guys want some stuff, or what do you? He doesn't know what to make of you guys.
We're all actively staring at him, right?
Yes.
Asher would like to walk up immediately.
But yeah, I look over to Asher because I have literally no idea what exactly we're looking for at the moment.
Okay.
What are you selling?
He's like, it depends. Are you buying? He kind of looks you guys up and down. He's like, are you huntsmen?
How about I pull out that coin and say, what'll this get me?
He sees that and immediately kind of like recoils just a second. And he's like, I don't put that away, man. What are you doing?
And this is the point where Asher has to figure out how to say, I don't know what this coin does without saying, I don't know what this coin does.
So I put the coin away as I think internally, really hoped that would work.
He looks around again and he's like, wait, so did he send you? You're not here to kill me, are you? And he kind of looks at all of you.
Oh no!
I'm thinking on my feet. I'm just in the back, like, maybe I am.
You love being in this position. Yeah, so I throw out, well, he's not happy.
Give me an intimidation check.
Can I give one too?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes. Ooh, 19 minus 1, 18.
So 17 for me.
So yeah, he looks at Asher, just to be very clear. He sees Asher with a coin and he's like, oh my God. And then he looks at Pike and he's like, oh my God. Like, just gets like very
What are you doing? This drill.
like the more you do, the more he's getting freaked out. And he's like, I don't know what if you guys stand around here too long, like my bosses are gonna get suspicious, okay? Like I can't. Are you here to buy? Are you here to intimidate me? I don't understand what's happening right now. Like he's starting to get more and more flustered.
I walk up to them, and because I guess can I hear all this that's happening?
Yeah. As you do that, you start to get a couple of texts.
Oh, as I'm walking up, then I look down at the text.
Are
and
you? Well, I'll tell you what you got texted. So as you look at that, it's Taupe that has messaged you, and he was like, hey, a couple of guys came by asking for you guys, asking if any huntsmen came around, and they said you were your friends. So I told them where you went and pointed them in your direction, said that you guys looked like you were heading east, off deeper into the hedges. I hope that was cool. They said they were your friends. Okay, bye. Anyway, we'll go back on to Asher.
I'm going to go hang out with Miss Piggy.
A couple of friends here. Maybe if you give me a little bit more information about what's going on with you guys, because the boss doesn't tell us anything. Maybe I can help you out.
So he still kind of looks around a little bit, and he was like, this is so weird. He already asked me some of this stuff. He already had someone come talk to me about it. Just things are really weird right now. I can't really tell you any more than I already told him. Like I don't know what was going on with that. The Berengal came in the middle of the night, attacked our warehouse, completely shut down our shipments. Now people are getting mad at me because I don't have enough of the stuff to sell to people. You know, your boss really wanted to know kind of what the deal was with all that, and I
Well, do a better job explaining this time. What did you tell him?
I told him that, you know, there's I don't really. Here's the thing. I'm just like a low level guy. I don't
Listen,
really know.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. It's all
Okay.
right, man. I'll tell you what. Why don't you point us in the direction of your boss,
There you
and
go.
we'll take it up with him.
Oh well, that's the thing. I mean, like that's what I'm a low level guy, right? So like I just get like handoffs like every few days.
And then I turn to Phoenix and I say, hold me back, Phoenix.
And I just like look at him.
And so
and I'm
he
like,
gets super freaked out, and he's like, there's a new guy in charge, okay? Like a new guy just showed up in town a few weeks ago. I don't see him. I don't deal with him. I'm just a really low level guy. I don't know what else to tell you.
as soon as he finishes saying that, I like talking to Asher and the rest of the crew, and I say, hey, thank you for your time, and I summon everybody over to me, and I show everyone my scroll.
Are you guys deciding whether or not to kill me?
I've already decided.
I'm just gonna
this poor
whisper,
drug dealer.
You're fine, and I'm gonna shepherd everybody towards Phoenix so we can
And
hear
so
what he
so
has to
so
say.
Rashtra, when you lean over to him, he's like I mean, I did just remember that, but we sent some guys off to the mountains a couple of days ago because the wave was doing something out there, and we think this Berengal thing had something to do with them, so we sent some guys out there. But I don't know what happened to them. I'm not really sure what happened to them. I haven't heard from them in a couple of days. So
Who came to talk to you? Who else? You said someone else came to speak.
yeah, it was just someone else that said that they were from the Taskmaster. So
Everyone's come over here. I'm showing you all the text that I got, and it's basically in short, and with a whispered tone. I'm like, it sounds like we've got some company that might be joining us soon. We should probably leave.
Let me see your phone for a second. I promise. Or let me see your scroll.
Don't trust him. Don't trust him.
I promise. I will give it right back.
And I say, you can see with your eyes, not with your hands.
Ooh, good one.
All right. Text him back. Please do not tell anyone about us ever.
And I hit the stop button because I just recorded the speech to text. And I'll send that.
So he
I don't
gets
have
to
type
tell
it.
him.
Yeah.
No. He's
The
gonna-
whole thing. He gets the whole thing.
And I tried to yell
he
please
texts-
to get it at the end, but I didn't make it in.
he just sends back 17 question marks.
Did we hear about the thing in the mountains, or does Zoroaster need to tell us? Were we close enough? Did we ever hear that?
No, he kind of whispered it to Arashtra.
Got
Yeah,
it.
he whispered it to me, but you guys are still going on and on, even though we've huddled. I would like to share, though, with the team the information that I just heard about everyone being sent to the mountains. And I think we should follow that path. I think we should head that way.
I mean, any plan's better than no plan, and I want to get out of here before those people show up.
Yeah, I'm down. I agree with that, and I follow wherever Rosh is taking us.
He's like, did that help? Is that good information?
You tell us.
Yeah.
Is it good information?
You know, he still is like pretty freaked out. He's like, but okay, I'm gonna go after this, and I'm gonna expect that no one's gonna kill me when I turn around.
You're fine. You can leave. Don't worry.
Okay, he's like,
Just don't tell anyone you saw us.
I would like to just whisper to him, "You made a good call. She's the worst of us."
He believes it, and and so he looks at her and he's like, they went out the northern pass, the northern gate, and then he like backs up slowly and then turns and just like sprints away. All right, so
that guy just sprinted off. We should probably get out of here because aside from the fact that we're now currently being hunted thanks to a 13-year-old's information, we're also we probably attracted a lot of attention.
Cool. So you guys start heading back out of the hedges. You get a little bit turned around. You don't go exactly the same way that you came in. Give me a survival check.
7.
I got a 14.
Okay, so I think you guys are, one of you got high enough, right? You are able to
19.
successfully navigate your way back towards the area where you came in, and you
I
get
paid
back
attention.
to you get back to the central strip of the city. You guys came in through the east, kind of the east gate, and so you start to head towards the north gate. As you get there, there's a couple of guards waiting for you. You know, on the way, you kind of pass by the skillful, and Buck's kind of watching you guys like like you better not walk over here as you guys like walk past. But then as you guys like kind of move out of view, she kind of like relaxes a little bit, but her eye's still on you. As you guys get to the northern gate, couple of the city guards stop you, and one of them is Daff. And Daff's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Are you guys okay? I saw you got kicked out last night. It's pretty cold by Opal, but you know, she runs a tight ship."
So we're we're just trying to check out kind of what's been going on in the area. So I think we're gonna pop over to the north and see what's going on up there. You got any tips for us?
No, not really. Not very many people are, allowed to go out here anymore. It's like it's been kind of weird up there lately. So
Oh yeah,
just,
what kind of weird?
There's a lot of guys been going out there like digging, construction crews. Stuff like that, like out in the mountain passes and stuff. He kind of looks around a little bit. He's like, the people like blasting and digging way out in the mountains.
Do you think maybe that's what got the Baron Goal all riled up?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not a Grimm expert. You guys can head up there. It's
we know.
All right, well, we're gonna go check this out. You want to come with?
He gets really excited and he kind of looks around and he's like, I can't leave my post. I left that life behind, man.
All right, well, do me a favor. Keep your eyes and ears out for anything out of the ordinary.
You got it. I'll do that.
Hey,
Don't
why
tell
don't you,
anybody
Phoenix?
you
Why don't you
saw
give him
us,
your
huh?
number?
And here, put your number in this scroll.
Yeah. Phoenix is kind of our comms guy.
He will just scroll out and
I don't want to be rude, so I hand my scroll over so he can put his number in my scroll.
he gets next to you and he like takes a selfie with you and he's like, I'm gonna text you this picture. And he's like, this is Daff.
I say, hey, ...
Cool. So you guys start making your way north out towards the mountains, right? So this is a little bit different than the approaches that head up. This is sort of it's a kind of precarious pass, but it does like send you a little bit off deeper and navigates its way like kind of around cliffs and like heads a little bit more down towards the valley. So that's kind of the vibe as you guys are moving forward. Go ahead and give me history, or actually give me survival checks.
I got a 12.
I got an
I got a
8.
16.
7.
So Phoenix, you're able to kind of like find a little bit more of a well-worn path. And you are able to kind of start to steer your party a little bit more in that direction, in a place where it looks like some people have started to head off before.
I listen with my lion ears. What do I hears with my lion ears?
Disadvantage for the rhyme.
I'm rolling a die just for you, Eddie.
Yeah, give it to me. Give me a perception check.
I'm also doing a perception check. Nat 20.
Yeah, that's a 4. Okay, wow.
Yeah, so Phoenix, you don't really hear anything as you guys move along. Asher, kind of what you're able to tell as you guys kind of follow this path a little bit, you can start to see that there are places where it looks like people have dug out or excavated certain spots here and there, and it actually looks like some of them have been caved in like on purpose, right? Like you can see just little like bits of like kind of just the telltale signs that people were here working. While you can see like the signs that people have been working here or have done work here, there doesn't seem to be like any tunnels to speak of, right? It actually looks like there have been some cave-ins around where this work has been done.
I would like to relay everything I just saw to the group.
While we're out here, we need to try and figure out what made the Barangal go crazy and why they're doing so much digging.
You guys continue to follow this a little bit more like well-worn path, and then you eventually come to something of a kind of like dead end in the valley, and from here, right, it looks like it's something similar, right? That there's been people that have come out here before, that there's little bits of kind of like construction equipment here and there, but nothing like that people have kind of picked up and moved out of here.
Do we see any like cave openings nearby? Like I know that one's caved in, but are there any other cave openings nearby?
Are you just trying to see? Are you guys investigating? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I kind of want to
That
look
was me.
around. Yeah, and see like what kind of cave in it was, if I can tell like what caused it, or like is it possible to like still get in maybe?
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check if that's what you're doing. Arashtra, what are you doing?
I'd like to do a history check to see if I am familiar with any of the stories of these paths from my mining background.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
Great.
great. Also, I rolled a 6.
Asher, you kind of look around. You don't really spot anything. What did you get, Carrie, with your investigation check?
Oh, my investigation check? Oh, that was a 19.
Oh, okay. You go to this kind of area where it looks like the rock wall has like collapsed a little bit, like there's been something of a cave in. And as you're investigating and looking around, you notice a couple of things that stand out to you. One, you can see kind of blasting, so something that would indicate that there was maybe an explosion that caused this cave in. Looks like this was something that was done intentionally, as opposed to just a kind of wild explosion. And on some of that equipment, you noticed the logo for something that says Pastel Company. Arashtra, what did you get on your history check?
15.
Nice. So you would just from your mining background and stuff, you would know that there typically is that there would be like dust that people would find in these mountains, but that people have found actually like all kinds of stuff. People have found kind of ruins of old towns or settlements.
My gut says to grappling hook up to the top of this ravine, but I feel like you don't want me to do that.
I mean, there's no wrong answers.
Let's do that. I'm going to go check things out up above, and then I'm going to pull out my Fortune's Fangs and then switch it to my glaive and shoot it up there and try and catch on to the top of the cliff.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a dexterity check so we can see.
That's gonna work because I rolled a 21.
Nice. So you hook up there and you go ahead and climb and start to pull yourself up there. Is anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we should go
I
look
think we
around for
should
some other
explore
mines.
the area.
I look up at Asher and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Just keeping a lookout.
As you yell,
Look out,
your voice
look out.
That's what I knew was gonna screw us. I knew it.
your
he
voice
did
is your voices echo, and kind of right on the heels of it, you hear kind of almost like a cacophonous sound of calling back to you of Beringles.
Can I passively see them because I'm high up?
Yeah, you all
Yeah.
passively heard them. What are
Which
we
is
going to
true,
be
but-
doing now?
We should go now.
Can I shoot my grappling hook and anchor it so that they can climb up it to me?
And I look up at Asher and I say, "You remember that last time we thought we should hang around when a bunch of Grimm showed up?"
Yeah. So, are you guys all turning to head out?
I guess I'll just this way I don't have to hit anything. I'm just gonna anchor my grappling hook right into the corner there and then just lower myself down back down with it.
Great. Cool. So as you
Back with
do that,
everybody.
while everyone's waiting for Asher to come down,
Oh no.
you guys are waiting. You now hear kind of sounds coming from the direction that you came from, where you would like to leave.
See?
And I would like you guys to go ahead and roll initiative.
5
Oh
for me.
boy.
Nat 20.
Too bad that doesn't apply to
Yeah.
I know.
initiative rolls.
I got a 19.
And I have a 9, I think.
Nice. So yeah, the order of this, once we kind of jump into our combat, is going to be Asher, Pike, Phoenix, our Grimm, and then Arashtra. Hopping into Tailspire, this is kind of the view that you guys have. 3 Beringles descend, one from kind of each side of this little valley here, one kind of from above where the cave-in happened. And as you guys turn around, you know that this is bad news. You got 3 Beringles showing up. As you turn around,
It doesn't
you
get
see-
worse.
You see something that surprises you all a lot as 2 sabers roll in here. And you guys would find
They
that
are
pretty
so-
curious because these Grimm do not belong in Mistral. That is where we will cap this week's adventure. It's where,
Oh boy.
Curious here, George. The Baringle.
Prepare your butts.
where we will end up.
Berengal.
Until next week, have fun. Or die.
Oh, die.